Hi there, people. It's Pray Love. I've just talked about Philip Klein's No Limits, and I'm going to show you another fragrance that I have worn yesterday, and that was also one of my bold attempts at checking out bold fragrances in the summer. So this one, Black Orchid, Tom Ford Black Orchid. I used to be a huge fan of the Eau de Parfum version. This one is the Parfum version. I think it's even better. The rum note in there is just sublime. Anyway. And I've worn that yesterday because I thought like, oh, this is one of the closest fragrance I could compare to Philip Klein's No Limits, because it has like a dark chocolate notes and truffle, and it's very complex, and no one's ever smelled something like that before it came out. The original Eau de Parfum, like, it's just amazing. So I went. I put this on yesterday. I noticed that my mom still really hates that fragrance after all this time, but it's one of my favorites, so I just keep it rocking it. That's the other thing. When people don't like fragrances that you wear, ask yourself, do I really like that fragrance? If the answer is yes, keep wearing it. It's so good, and this one is amazing. And some people really go nuts for this fragrance. And I can remember, because I used to wear the Eau de Parfum a lot back then, and now the Parfum version. People just go nuts for that fragrance. Sometimes they find it so sexy yet very different. It's because it's very, like, it's kind of a staple of the dark and mysterious people out there, and I never only talk about the guys. I'm always inclusive of anyone, because this is just like this fragrance that is like, you're dark and you're mysterious and you're having that super nice appeal that no one has, and you smell like nobody else, because it's very rare to find someone who actually wears Black Orchid, because it is hard to pull off. Sometimes people buy it, but they don't pull it off quite well. So it's absolutely not a blind buy. I hate blind buys in general, but this, you will get, like, if it doesn't fit your skin type, you're doomed. It will smell horrible. But on me, I think it smells quite nice. I think so, because I smell it on myself and I'm always like, oh, this is so good. And there's like, I hate, like, in general, I really don't like ylang ylang as a note, but there's ylang ylang there, complemented with the rum, sublime. It's incredible. It's full of life, and it's like very creative. It's something I like to wear when I want to be in a creative state of mind, to get new bold ideas that get these ideas out of my head. You know, it's like sometimes it takes courage to take ideas out of your head, and this provides me with the courage to do so. This is a confidence booster, something that, and it's I forgot to mention, after all this time rambling about that fragrance, it is a dark floral fragrance, and I am just gonna repeat it so that you get it. It's a dark floral fragrance. It is very floral. It smells like flowers, but it kind of like very dark flowers. It's kind of like Edgar Allan Poe flowers, more than like this nice romantic bouquet. This one is like very dark. And it has like some smells a bit like not flesh, but you know what I mean, when that magic moment happens during sex, and you're just like, there's this smell, it just smells like that. I cannot go into further details, but it just smells like very good sex. And also kind of smells like earth, maybe, but in a good way. also it's like, but it's visceral, you know. It's that one of those fragrances that is just bold and punch you in the face, and I put one spray on and it's like the rooms are filled. It's super projection, super longevity for just one spray. It's amazing. Sometimes it's too much. I don't wear it that often because it's way too much most of the time, but on certain occasions it's perfect. I think that it was quite an error of like putting that yesterday because I wasn't in the right mood for that, but I needed to try it, and I'm happy to say that still on high heat I think it kind of works, but it's more difficult, but it kind of works. You can pull it off on high heat, but you need to be in the nice state of mind, like a state of mind that is like prone to this one, and with the clothings that are prone to this and everything, and you get to put yourself in character a bit, which is hard to do. You don't always want to become that darker self because that character is you, you know. It's just like that bolder, darker self that just emerges, and it's a very like, I think it still like has that extroverted appeal because of the projection, and it has that very insane artistic vibe that I really love. Go for it. It's very like, yes, it is kind of a fragrance for artists, fragrance for whatever, but all of you people out there that are just like, yeah, perfumery is quite boring, like rather like it smells grandma-ish, or the youthful things are like super boring, and go and test the Tom Fords in general, but that one is like absolutely not boring, and some people call it grandma-ish, but man, that is a sexy grandma for real. Anyway, get your hands on this. It has like this, yes, it's something that I really like in fragrance, like in general, in fragrances in general, that connection, the soul and the body, because they are one, and this is the connection between the two. It's the artistic soul, it's the intelligent soul combined with the sensual body. It's very nice, and I really like that. And yet it remains like a designer fragrance that is mostly likable, although very bold. It's mostly likable, but it's as bold as like a lot of niche fragrances out there that are meant to be really bold without being like, it's not meant to be like unappealing. It's made to be appealing, but in a completely other direction. So anyway, continue forth and spread love. As always, spray love. Bye bye.